Yes, the first aspect as a indication, I have said that division of powers according to the provision of Schedule 7th of the Constitution. And still there is some confusion about it, but whatever is there, and that is also the relevant part. Second is revenue power of center, and what are the subject matters according to the schedule 10 of the constitution, sorry, schedule 7 of the constitution. These are the revenue powers of the center. Income other than agriculture, even income tax, say, that is being imposed by the union. And that another one is the excise duty, capital value, corporation tax, property other than the that railway, sea, air, and the sale of some other items, and four categories of taxes which are imposed by the center government. These are corporation tax and the custom tax, and other is that is collected by the that center and assigned or shares to the state also. Then the another aspect of this division or indication is related to this division of borrowing the powers. To get the loan by the state as well as union, there is such provisions are also there. Therefore, the division of borrowing the powers, which is prescribed under Article 292 or up to the 294, separate chapter under part this 12 is there. It is known as Chapter 2 of that borrowing powers. Then the another is the federal physical, that the physical aspect which says that the it is a horizontal aspect of law which have the different kinds of power of the center union in between the powers of the state. Therefore, these are four indications about it, and these four indications are very useful indication for collecting the money. And the that collecting the money, for example, the alcohol, to impose the tax, that is the exclusive power of the state. And the income which is being uh, got by the state because of the tax imposed on the that area of the system, this is also the point. Now the why need, what is the need of imposing the tax? What is the need? One need, you have seen that there is to meet out the expenditure and for the fulfilling the object of the government and in the interest of larger public, there is the need of imposing the tax so that the development in the society continuously may go on. And it is very, I can say, the essential part for the betterment and the development of the society. The second, what I have said, that the some states have no resources or very nominal resources of revenue. Financial resources are very nominal, and therefore the center is providing the special grant to them. It is being provided by the center a special grant to the states, as I have quoted the Article 279 in this context. If we will go through that article, and we will also that discuss all these things. And there is the another need, and that need is for the basic fulfillment of the fundamental needs of the human being. The employment, this is the fundamental livelihood. The shelter, this is the fundamental. And the food, it can be provided by the government only by way of imposing and collecting the tax and to increase the fund. Now, the question is, within this need and the essential aspect, or the why it is compulsory to impose the tax, there is another issue which says that how many kinds of funds are there, how many kinds of fund are there according to the constitutional provision. You might be heard the consolidated fund. Consolidated fund, there are normally the three aspect of this kind of the tax. There are three funds, as I have said, that the first one is consolidated fund. This is also prescribed under the constitution if we will go through these provisions one by one. The second one is public account. Public account is one of the fund also. Consolidated fund, these are the questions of your examination as a objective question in the entrance examination for PhD, or as a the first stage of examination to appear in the examination of judiciary and then civil services. To consolidate fund, the public account fund, and the contingency fund. There are three kinds of the fund: consolidated fund, public account fund, and the contingency fund. Now, the what amount goes to the consolidated fund and what expenditures can be meet out from the consolidated fund. This is also the constitutional provision. And what is the consolidated fund? What is the public account fund? And what money goes to the public account? And if there is, because we will see that article 245, that is the very very useful article for this sorry, that is the article of 265. That is 245 is another aspect, that is the relationship between the center and the union. There is, but it starts from 264. Thus we will see that 265 also for that purpose. To what amounts goes to the consolidated fund, public account, and contingency fund, and what amount shall be withdrawn from these funds to meet out the expenditure. These are the constitutional provisions, and we will see all these constitutional provisions relating to this aspect. Now, one more question is there. There is one word is fee, another is the tax. Now, it is required to clear here with the reference of some provisions of the Schedule 7th or some principles laid down by the competent court, the difference between the fee and the tax. There is some difference between this. And normally, one can say that yes, whatever license is a fee. If a person wants to make the license, it is a fee, it is not a tax. Difference between the two, this is the hotel. If a person is staying in a hotel, there is a GST and all these things, but whether it is a tax or it is a fee. And if a person is running some shops like the beauty parlor and others also, the whatever the tax is imposing by the government on these establishment or these businesses, whether this is tax or the that fee, there is a question. Therefore, before that in detail discuss, it is a basic need to discuss the difference between two. There are some difference, and one maxim is there, Latin maxim is there, and by interpreting that Latin maxim, and by taking the meaning of that Latin maxim, we can assure or we can sure that, and we can clear the idea of the fee as well as the idea of tax. That maxim is the quid pro quo, quid pro quo, QUID, quid pro quo, QUO, quo. What is the meaning of that maxim? That maxim's meaning is something for something. The meaning is very interesting. The something for something. And in another words, it can be said exchange of the goods and services. Exchange of the goods and services means to extend. You scratch my back and I will scratch your back. Meaning is there by that, आप मेरी पीठ को खुजलाइए, मैं आपकी पीठ को खुजलाऊंगा. इसका अर्थ यह है कि सर्विसेज दीजिए और उसके बदले क्या करिए कि आप फाइनेंस लीजिए, फीस लीजिए. It is called fee. It is not a tax. A service is a fee. A service one is giving the service, you the one have the authority of law to run the vehicle on the road. It means the service was given by whom? By the competent agency of the government, that may be RTO, that you have the license to run the vehicle on the road, and you have the license, the person has the license of driving. It has given the permission. So therefore, whatever shall be taken as a revenue, as a money, that will be called the fees. And this maxim of quid pro quo says that give me something, I will give, I will return it, I will also give you. And scratch my back, I will scratch your back. This is called the fee, test for the fee, exchange of goods and services. This is the aspect of services, and all these points which are to be discussed by everyone relating to this system of services and services, goods, fee, and the tax. One side, taxation is a imposing factor. It can be imposition for the public purpose. Tax can be imposed one side. It is a one side. Tax is one side. It is being imposed by the competent agency or government as prescribed under Schedule 7, that can be imposed by them. But for what purpose? For the public purpose. One side. If income tax is there, it cannot be said it is a fee, because it is a tax, and that by recovering or by collecting the money by way of imposing the income tax, the money is going to be in a consolidated fund, and the salary and other expenditures are given by the governments to the employee, and for the development, that money is being used. It means it is for public purpose. Tax always for the public purpose. The other side, the service on which is being provided, and by the providing that service, there will be the collection of fee. Fee no related to specific purpose and object. There is no specific purpose, no object. But whereas, or in another side, tax have the purpose, that is the public purpose. And the fee may be in public purpose or may not be. No specific purpose is there. No specified purpose is there. And second is, there is, as I have said, the application of the maximum quod non quo. Quod non quo is applied. This maximum is applied only in the matters of fee, not in tax, because something is something, means the exchange of the services. And the another word one can say that whatever you want for you and give something means exchange, that is called the fee. And next is relating to the taxation is part of the common burden. It is a common burden, and that is the common burden on the public. Common, equally is there. Equally, if tax is there, tax means income tax is there, sell tax is there, what excise tax is there, custom tax is there, tax on liquor is there, and tax is on the alcoholic items is there. It is for all, it is common. There is no specified the segment of particular society. It will be imposed on all the equally, and the common aspect is there. But whereas the specific services rendered by the government or its agencies, specific services are giving. Therefore, if the toll is recovering, collecting toll, and a transportation facility and the road and the road tax, road services are being provided by the government or its agency, then certainly the facility is given. That's why toll is just collecting. Toll is a fee. Toll is not a tax. Toll tax, one can say that it is a toll tax, but it is service. Service is given. That's why this is the aspect of this system. And the another is taxes are credited to the consolidated fund. Always whenever the tax shall be collected, that will go in the consolidated fund. I have said that there are three kinds of fund. One is consolidated fund, another is, second one is public account, and third one is contingency fund. Therefore, what amount will go in these funds? There are the constitutional provisions. It has written what amount will go in what fund. This is written, and we will analyze this aspect also. But fee generally is a separate credited in the, not credited, it is not necessary. It is not necessary, mind it. It is not necessary that it will always go to the consolidated. Always it will go. It may go or it may not go. And then the taxes are not related to the service. These are not related to the service. But whereas fee sometimes related to the service, as I have said that nursing homes, hospitals, these are the services, and the facility is given to them for the purpose of this aspect, that services which are being provided in lieu of that one. Then there are some cases on this point in difference between the fee and the tax for the purpose of service and for the purpose of the public purpose or public good and in public interest. Tax is always for public purposes, and the fee is for rendering the services, for providing the services. exchange, it is a exchange. Fee is always the exchange. You can say that if the universities, colleges are taking the fee, this is not tax, this is a fee. Although, and if you will see, there are some cases that to give the education, that is not a service, that is the essential part. But at the same time, another aspects are also there. We say that it is a fee, it is not a tax, because its account is totally different from the consolidated fund. It is not going there. It is going to the public account, or that maybe the contingency fund or public account. There is the one case, you can write down and search that case. Sikandrabad Hyderabad Hotel Owners Association versus Hyderabad Municipality Corporation. And this is the case of 1999. It is not a new case. And there was the issue to collect the tax from the hotels. It is a case in the name of Hotel Association Owners of Sikandrabad and Hyderabad, and that was recovered, that was collected, that has imposed by the municipality as a agency. Local government is the agency of the government, as you have read, instrumentality of the government, and that is the provision. And this was said, and a license was granted to run the hotel by the municipalities in their areas. And the court said that Supreme Court has laid down the principle that this is a fee and this is not tax. It is not a tax. And therefore, there are some other cases on this one. BSCB Broker versus Forum of that SEBI 2001. And if the service is being provided, the municipality, within the area of municipality, the hotels are running by the owners and the facilities are providing to them. You can say that there is one word, the water tax. There is another word, maybe the electricity. But these are not tax. This is the fee. This is the fee, and generally it is exempted from the tax according to the constitutional provision. Thus, this is not the question of the fee. We say that what is the aspect of these things. Now, come to the constitutional provisions. One by one, we will see the constitutional provisions. The first provision is laid down under Article 264. What is the language of 264? Why this language is written under this 264? And 264 is nothing. It is a simple language of 264. We say that the interpretation, or interpretation of what? Interpretation of what aspect? Interpretation of basically of the that system which is with reference to the financial commission. Financial commission that shall be constituted by the president as per the provisions prescribed under Article 280 of the Constitution. Therefore, the interpretation clause of that aspect which is written under 264 is related to the Financial Commission. Now, 244 is very relevant aspect. It is also the very relevant aspect. What it has written under the 245. 245 is a clause which says that, 245 is distribution of legislative, all these things. But here the 265, 264 and 265, this says that taxes not to be imposed save as authority of law. Save as authority of law. You might be seeing that the budget session of the parliament and provisions, special provisions are also there in the constitution to pass the financial matters, as you have seen 112, so on. There are the provisions, financial matters, and a special provision is there, and the House of People have the more power rather than the power of Council of States. This is a special matter. And this, why I have cited here with reference to the 265. 265 says that the no tax can be imposed without the authority of law. It means, first of all, the law shall be made, it shall be enacted by the competent legislature. Only then tax can be imposed. It cannot be imposed by order of executive. Executive means government order, GO. For that purpose, for imposing the tax, there should be the provision passed by the competent legislature according to the article 245, and there are the cases now, sorry, 265. 265, it is not 245. Again and again I'm just missing this one. 265, and no tax shall be levied or collected except by the authority of law. No tax shall be collected. And there are some case on this point. If the tax shall be collected without the provisions of law, means the law has not made only by the legislature, by the parliament, then what will be the consequences? And for the consequences of these aspects, there is number one, if excess tax collected, then you might be practicing in the income tax or taxation side. If excess tax collected by the government or agencies of the government, then there is a provision that that tax will be refunded, will be given back. Everyone is aware about it. And tax illegally, suppose it has illegally leveled, and must illegally excess, it can be refunded. If illegally it has been leveled or collected, imposed or collected, then what's the remedy? Illegally means only the legislation should be there for imposing the tax. I am talking about tax, not fees, but tax. And there are three tests that when it can be said that the tax imposed by the government or the agency is not under the authority of law. And authority of law is only legislation according to the provision of 245. What are these tests? Test number one, as I have pointed out, that there is list 7, and under the list 7, schedule 7, there are 3 lists. Under this schedule there are 3 lists, and these lists, as you are now aware, and you might be aware before this lecture also, the entries are there. Under the entries, it has prescribed who will impose, leveled the tax, union or the state, for what purpose, on what are the items which are the subject matter of the imposing the tax. There are entries. Therefore, the first test is the law is, whether the law is within the legislative power of particular government or agencies of the government. This is the first test, which says that the court will see if any issue will go to the court that this tax imposed or levied by the government or its agency is not according to the provision or authority of the law, then certainly the court will take the first test whether this is the ultra vires. It is a word, ultra vires. If the test, how it can be said that it is a ultra vires? Because it has not imposed, it has not leveled as prescribed under Schedule 7 of the Constitution. It is not within the power of that government who has imposed it. This is the first test. The second test is no violation of the other provisions of the constitutional law. No violation of the other provisions of constitutional law should not be there. Any kind of violation should not be there. Example, for example, there are some articles under the chapter 1 of part 12 of the Constitution that these sections, these articles are 276. The provisions are given there. Who will level the tax, under which item it shall be leveled or imposed. That is. The second article starts from the 285 and up to the 287. These are the provisions of the exemption from the tax. Exemption from the tax. Some items are there. For example, the railway is using the electricity, but the tax on the electricity facilities and all these things are less than the others are paying for that. There are the provision of exemption, and we will see that one. But here the second test says that no violation of any other provisions of the Constitution apart from the Schedule 7 and the entries enumerated under the list first, second. And these are the articles 276, 284, 287 you have seen. And third test is says that law is not be void under Article 13, because if law means that legislation shall be made by the legislature, then certainly it will be the law. And the definition of the law is given under Article 13 for the purpose of the violation of fundamental rights. Therefore, the tax which shall be imposed or leveled by the legislature, that should not be in contradiction of the fundamental rights also. And the test says that it should be accurate, it should be constitutionally valid as prescribed under Article 13. Therefore, there are three tests. The first one is within the power. It should be within the power, which is called, in another word, it should not be the ultra vires. Ultra vires. Never it should not be the ultra vires, as the power is given by the Constitution makers under Schedule 7 of the Constitution. This is the first one. The second one is there should not be any violation or prohibition should not be there in the other provision of the Constitution. As I have cited, prohibition means it cannot be done. It cannot be done. Exemption was given under some special article of the Constitution, these articles starts from the 287 or 286. This goes to, and the provisions are there, 285, 286 and 287. There is some exemption, some relaxation, that tax cannot be used on these, because the public purpose means the balance of interest in between two. The purpose of the tax is the interest of the public, for the public purpose. Another side, another, if there is a platform, railway station, a very good electricity light it requires, and thus the public purpose versus public purpose, and the relaxation is very essential. The government is paying all these things also in his own fund, from one fund to another fund. So therefore there are some constitutional provisions prescribed under the certain articles. These are there, and that should not be violated, that should not be prohibited. It cannot be entered into that portion. Now the most relevant aspect, as I have said, that which is the provisions which are related to imposing of tax for the purpose of the public interest, and for that purpose there is the some provisions under the constitution. As I have said that three kinds of fund: consolidated fund, public account and contingency fund. There are three kinds of the fund, and the first one is the consolidated fund, and with that the public accounts. What is public account, what is consolidated fund, and what are the provisions under the Indian Constitution, and which tax goes to the consolidated fund, as I have said that, and which tax can be imposed for that purpose, or what expenditures can be taken from there. There are the subject to the provisions of Article 267. 267 provides the contingency fund, subject to the provisions of Article 267. 266 says that subject to the provisions of the Article 267. It means the contingency fund is separate, and for that purpose 266 will not apply in the matters where there is a provisions for the contingency fund as a separate provision. This is there. And to the provision of this chapter, if other, as you have seen 285, you have already seen the provisions of 286, and we have seen that the provisions of 287. Therefore in the two lines it has written under Article 266 that this provision is the with the condition, or under the provisions of 285, 286, 287 and 267. It is an analysis. Analysis required to be done by the students for that purpose, with respect to the assignment of the whole or part of net profit of certain tax duties of the states. States duties, all revenue received by the government